long time, far longer than we intended to take a break between season 1 and season 2, but
Yeah.
so much has happened.
I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, we promised you we would try and tell the whole story, and we will.
So we're going to try and bring you up to speed now. So much has happened. But yeah, let's just dive straight into it.
Okay, yeah. So we had just decided / been told that we weren't going to buy the boat that we'd been living on for 8 weeks. We had been effectively made homeless, and we had to work out a plan.
Yeah, that was kind of traumatizing. It took us a very long time to get over that, as you might have gathered. But ultimately, the community of sailors completely came to our rescue. We've got all of our bags and suitcases off this boat, so we're clear of that one now. And luckily, we didn't have to take them too far. Our friends are just across the yard on this brand new Fontaine-Pajot Saba 50. They're skippering this boat as it just goes into charter for this season. So we're still on the hide, but they have let us stay in one of the cabins, and my goodness, it is immense. So we'll take you on board and we'll give you a little look around. Look at this galley, it is huge. Down the stairs here, there are 3 cabins down each side in each hull. You come out into the cockpit and you've just got so much space. And then, my favorite bit, this massive garage door opens up into what they like to call the honeymoon suite.
It was beautiful, and it was so nice that it looked after us like that. But we definitely knew we needed to get out the yard and we needed to find a new home. So, again, amazing community of sailors really pulled through, and some friends we may have spoken about before on a boat called Kuma Too, Joe and Mandy, they properly came to our rescue.
So they have a Leopard 47 as well, so that's actually how we met. They recognized the boat we were on and came over to say hi. And so they offered us a cabin on their boat, and they were sailing to Grenada. So we hitched a ride with them, which was A, just like super fun, and B, it was just really nice to have yet more sailing time on the model of boat that we were really fixed on by that point. This is it. We are leaving the boatyard today. We're so excited. We came here expecting to be on the hard for 6 days, and we've ended up staying for 6 weeks. It has been brutal with the heat and the mosquitoes, but today we leave. We really don't have a plan anymore. We came here expecting to buy the boat that we sailed down, and suddenly that one's gone. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of take one day at a time and see where we end up. But we cannot wait to get out on the water. So we're gonna go and meet Mandy and Joe just now, jump on their Leopard 47, which will be great to see how she sails, and take it from there.
There we go. How's it going? This thing weighs a ton.
Hey Joe!
Nice one, thanks man. It was a beautiful day and a really fun sail down south.
We were truly spoiled on Kuma Too, a Leopard 47 that Joe and Mandy have put so much time and effort into keeping in its perfect condition. We met them in their off-season, but they usually offer sailing charter vacations in the US and British Virgin Islands for people who want to taste the good life. And they knew how to make us feel right at home. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, please do look them up.
While we were on board, it was great to catch up with them, and we loved having the opportunity to get reacquainted with our sea legs. But it was also good to remind us just how special the Leopard 47 can be when it's looked after properly. And this would give us a great gold standard to compare as our search for our new home continued. It wasn't long, however, before St. George's of Grenada came into view, and our blissful oasis on the water was coming to an end.
So from there, we had to find accommodation. We didn't really have a plan. There were a couple of boats for sale that we wanted to go and take a look at. And so Ian let me loose on Airbnb, and we ended up living in a shipping container.
Yeah, just hear that again. We ended up living in a shipping container. We were paying for the privilege of living in a shipping container. The only saving grace, it had Wi-Fi, which meant we could search for more boats.
There you go. It had a bed, it had a bathroom, a roof over the head, and Wi-Fi. It was delightful. So yes, we tried to look at a couple of boats down there.
You know, we were frantically searching, and we found 2 boats down there in the end. The first one you actually found through Facebook, I think.
Yeah, it was just for sale by owner. They hadn't actually got around to listing it yet, but they were just thinking about selling. We went and met them and saw the boat and loved it and got quite far through the offers process. And then they kind of got cold feet and thought, we love sailing so much, we're not ready to leave the boat yet. So it was difficult for us at that stage to have yet another fallback, but ultimately it's a perfectly good reason for somebody not to want to sell because they love it so much.
It became a bit of a roller coaster for us because, we were almost about to buy a boat, then that fell through. Then we were really, this negotiation got quite far. We were talking about numbers and bouncing back and forth and talking to brokers, and then it fell through. And that's where we then found another boat on Grenada.
But again, that one was just in super disrepair. Like it had been on the hard for like a year or something.
So we're here to see another boat, another Leopard 47. This time we're in Clark's Court on Grenada. And it ticks all the same boxes as the model and age. The thing that's different, this one is bareboat. So it's straight out of charter, I think. It's got, I don't think it's even got a generator on board. It has its engines, its sails, and pretty much everything else is just spec from the factory. I mean, there was a few things about that boat. It had some merit. There were some nice design bits and pieces. There were some odd decisions.
Always.
And the best one for me was that we were out on the bow and opened up the anchor locker. And literally a bird in its nest, chirping away, going, "Go away!" This boat's been here a while.
So we didn't even go any further with that one. But that meant that there was nothing left for us in Grenada, basically.
We tapped out an island. There was nothing in the south of the Caribbean we could find anymore.
So yeah, we were starting to get quite desperate. At that point, it started to feel like all of the boats that we would be interested in were further up in the north of the Caribbean. So we were like, okay, now we have to work out how can we get from the south to the north? Now, a lot of the airlines in the Caribbean had shut down because of COVID.
It was very quickly apparent we weren't going to be able to fly anywhere in a hurry.
And yet again, the sailing community came to our rescue.
It turned out one of the boats from the yard was still hanging around Grenada at that point. And coincidentally, they had a sailing plan that worked out for us quite nicely.
Yeah, so Jake and Stephanie were on a Lagoon 470, and they were planning to sail from Grenada up through a couple of the islands up to USVI. And we were like, well, if we can get that far, then at least we're closer to any of the boats that are for sale. Ridiculous hospitality from these guys, just insane. And
lovely.
their 2 dogs on board as well, so we were just in heaven. We spent some time with them in Grenada. We looked around at a few of the things on the island, and then we
found monkeys.
We did find monkeys.
My favorite animal.
Get it.
Monkey paw to the face.
It's really cool, actually. It was quite fun, some of the stuff we found.
Yeah, it was a really cool day. Found the old airport with just planes lying around.
Right. So we just turned up there's an old airport, and it's kind of crazy because they've just left these old aircrafts just lying around. You can just wander in, have a look around for yourself. It's like people don't care. It's really strange, but kind of cool. So this is like an old biplane. There's the 2 wings there. The propeller's still on the front, kind of chewed up. Even the windscreen wiper is still in place. Check that out.
So they're saying they don't use the airport anymore. They just use it for drag racing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I was like, of course, what else are you going to do with a massive open space? There's still 2 seats in here. So we jumped on board Dreamcatcher and we sailed back through Carriacou and then on to St. Lucia because they'd planned to go there for a week to see some friends.
Yeah, we kind of paid our way in that part of our deal on moving on board was that they needed extra crew for the journey north. When you're sailing that distance, you're talking about, overnight sailings, 24 hours, 48 hours, that kind of thing. So it was quite convenient that we could work in teams of 2 and kind of share shifts that way.
It was great for me as well because I had never sailed at night before. And so for my first night sail to be just with more people on board, it just gave me a lot more confidence.
Yeah, totally. And we were learning a lot about another kind of boat, again, another catamaran as well. So it was quite beneficial for us, to be honest.
We are heading north soon, so we need to go and get our PCR tests done today so that we can actually leave Grenada and get into St. Lucia next week. What's your favorite thing about PCR testing?
Oh, feeling the back of my eye. It's great. They get to go right in there and then they give it a little clean. So,
I'm so excited about this.
doing great.
I'm sorry.
She was actually really good. That nurse was wonderful.
Favorite thing about PCR test?
Being done.
Favorite thing about PCR test? The tickle. Oh, that's such a kind way to put it. We're all feeling pretty pleased with ourselves for getting through that, so we've decided we need a treat. And we've discovered there's a house of chocolate or a chocolate museum quite nearby.
I don't know what I passed.
Oops. So we're heading to a chocolate museum to eat everything we can find. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, but it says you can grind your own cocoa, and they have little beans here.
Do it. Let's see what happens. I'm thirsty.
I've earned it today.
Well, I think my face feels funny, so yeah, I'm gonna keep eating chocolate and ice cream until I feel better.
Until your face is numb.
It's pretty much the way to go. She did both nose bits, nostrils.
The nose bits. There we go. She poked out your vocabulary.
I lost my words.